On today's show, we are giving away more great stuff than we ever have before, including...
We've got dinner and dessert for two at the Rio Grande and tickets to Nightmare on 13th, all happening right now on Talk 365. Here we go.
And welcome back to Talk 365. That's Holly Love. I'm Trip Mitchell. And rumor has it on this show that you get scared.
I do. We had a chance, Sylvia and I, to head on over to Nightmare on 13th. But before we get to that, speaking of scared, I heard you're doing a podcast. What's that about? What's going on? Where do we find it? What's happening?
Well, so far we've done 5 of them.
Okay.
4 should be burned and dug up in the backyard. We have gone so far overboard. So you take some people who aren't
First, give them the name, because you stole my favorite quote of yours.
I had an old boss who was insane, and he used to say, let's do something even if it's wrong.
Favorite.
And in many cases, he did. Ray Gray, he was an ex-CIA guy.
It was all very wrong.
Ray this is a funny guy, he had the best hair, curly hair, and it looked perfect. And he always used to talk about Ted Danson on Cheers. This is a long time ago, and what great head of hair. And then one day I went to his hotel to pick him up, and he didn't have his toupee on. And a shocking toupee. You know, where you meet someone and it doesn't look like a bad one?
The scream, yes.
And then you see a guy without it. It was like, holy smoly. But he had that expression. So we do a podcast with Katie, Sam, and Chris. And we've asked you to be a guest there.
I would love to.
The problem is they're learning boundaries about what is acceptable. And in the podcast world, you can get away with more. But we're getting away with way too much. So we haven't put it up it'll be on iTunes soon. And I'm kind of working with the crew, but I don't want to be too dogmatic about it.
So you'll let us know
when
the
but
first
it
one
is a lot of fun. And you will come
worthy
up.
of yours.
They are funny and it's a little scary, but...
A little scary.
On Monday's podcast, we discussed murder.
Nice.
That we might know some people involved.
Oh, wow.
And so I got a chance to watch one of Vita's trials this week and was talking to one of the head FBI agents and said, how do we let you know if an acquaintance of ours was guilty, found, maybe murdered someone? He looked at me like I was crazy.
Yeah, that's not like a casual conversation you have with FBI people, because then they have to take it seriously and follow up. They're probably following you right now.
This FBI guy is the greatest guy in the world. He was a lawyer and then decided to go to the FBI Academy. I'm not going to mention his name, but he was out on a date with a girl. And, first date, met her, and he goes... he tells women that he's a lawyer, and then he wanted to up the ante a little bit because being in the FBI is cooler. And so he goes, and I'm also in the FBI, and he's not a huge guy. He's on the SWAT team. He's macho, but he looks like a lawyer. And she goes, no, you're not. And he pulled out his badge to show it to her, and she goes, quote unquote, that's such a cute little badge. And when a woman says that to you, you are sunk.
Oh dear.
That's, no guy wants to...
Cute and little.
Cute little...
Usually means we're friends. Cute and little. So going back to your cute little podcast.
Yes.
Just kidding. I really am excited. Is it going to be weekly?
It's going to be weekly. Yep. Okay. It'll be on iTunes, and it should be very funny. And podcasting is becoming a great medium. It is huge. And speaking of great mediums,
I need to be there.
TV is a great medium.
It is. And our TV show that's happening right now will be right back right after this.